Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being patient with us and the technology today. I'm going to be talking about hope, and as Kim said, it is a science and it really is important to us in education, as we all know. So hope is defined as the belief that tomorrow will be better than today, and most importantly, you have the power to make it so. So we're going to talk about the what, the high school and beyond plan, and the why, which is the hope. Hope is the underlying element in the foundation of the high school and beyond plan. Does how you view the world influence your actions? For high hope people, barriers become opportunities and pathways. High hope people believe the future will be better. They have the power to make it so, that there are many pathways to their goals, and that no pathway is free of obstacles. So hope theory has three elements: agency, pathway, and goal. Hope theory is actually rooted in the positive psychology movement, which began about 20 years ago. Some of you may recognize leaders in positive psychology like Martin Seligman and Sean Anker. This revelation of developing what was right rather than fixating on what was wrong was the work of Dr. Seligman. He believed that we should teach our children and ourselves to look at our strengths rather than our weaknesses. Such movements have influenced other scientists such as Carol Dweck and her fixed versus growth mindset theories in science. Hope theory states that there are three elements: a goal, agency, and pathway. For the purposes of our presentation today, High School and Beyond Plan is the plan and the goal that we wish to achieve. As we go through the presentation today, you will note that Hope theory and the High School and Beyond Plan share a common language. Some of the words you'll hear a lot are agency and pathway. So hope is a huge contributor to our overall well-being, and it's the best predictor of our future health outcomes. It also has to do with how we do in education, mental health, physical health work, and of course, the criminal justice system. Those that are highly hopeful tend to not land in the criminal justice system. So we're going to talk today about how we can help our students find hope. One of the ways you can do that with students is you can share the science of hope. You can help students understand that their behavior is goal-oriented, and you can help them reframe life experiences in the context of hope. So we talked earlier about how hope is a belief that tomorrow will be better and you have that power. Hopeful individuals identify one or more pathways towards the goal, and they can focus their agency or their willpower toward those goals and the pathways. So we talk about goals. Goals have an end purpose. They can be short or long-term, and they must be of sufficient value to change our behavior. Pathways. They are mental roadmaps to reaching our goals. They help us to see what potential barriers we might have to attend to and how we might be able to overcome them. Willpower or agency is the mental energy to your pathway and pursuits. We have to talk about with our students about how to regulate thoughts, emotion, and behavior. And we then help them focus their attention and intention on their pursuits. The three elements, again, of hope theory: agency, the willpower to do something, the pathway to get there, and the goal that you wish to accomplish. So we as educators want to help students dream. Before we do that, we need to remember that we have to take care of ourselves. And in order to help our students, we need to attention our self-care. And this is really important in the past year and a half of COVID, to balance all of our personal needs as well as the needs of our students. So with hope, hope begets hope. So first, you have to have a goal. How do you help your students dream? How do you help them look forward in their world? How do you communicate to students what they are capable of achieving? You help them by visioning. Visioning builds motivation. Motivation is connected to our experiences and our emotions. Visioning is powerful. And when you have high expectations for a student, you are communicating to them that you have a vision for their future and you believe it is possible. Pathway thinking. These are mental roadmaps to the goal. Again, we can identify what potential barriers that will be in our way and how we can overcome them. We will also consider having multiple pathways. So when we think about the high school and beyond plan, this might be a student might want a pathway towards college, trade school, the military, etc. And it's our job to help them build that plan and help them get there. We also, for those of us that have had high school students, know that many want to be professional football players, soccer players, actors, and actresses. So that is a goal, but we might want to encourage them, again, to have multiple pathways because the chances of all of our students becoming professional athletes or actors and actresses is pretty slim. This is where we start looking at our growth mindset as well. We need to have empathy. It all starts with building connections with our students. And your role as an educator is to build that connection and help them grow their hope skills. And then agency. This is the mental energy that you need to use to get to your pathway. And when we talk about agency, there's a lot that is out there about brain research, which I will not have the time to go into today, but I do encourage you to listen to the podcast that's a resource at the end of this presentation. Agency is very much based in social emotional learning. And I'm not going to go into all of this, as most of you are probably aware of it, but I just wanted to make that connection for you. And agency is also very rooted in executive function. Hope is a skill set, and it's important that we teach our kids to regulate. Hope requires students to have the skills to envision a positive future, and this activates their agency. Students need resilience, self-worth, and ability to envision a positive future. Other factors we might talk about are motivation, grit, sense of self-worth. In the presentation, this GOOP worksheet is linked. It is a goal-setting worksheet, and then on the right-hand side is a hope worksheet. Those are available for you in the presentation. This is just a tool for you to use with your students. We know that hope highly correlates to academic achievement with regards to higher test scores, GPA, prediction of going and persisting in college, and getting higher grades. Hope can be measured. There are actually hope scales for adults and for students, and they're referenced here if you wish to go into that further. Steps to enhancing hope in students. First, we help them measure. We try to identify what their hope level is. Then we teach our students about hope, help them understand what hope theory is and how it will be important throughout their life. And then we structure the hope for the students, and we give them activities such as the High School and Beyond Plan to work and practice their hope skills. We create positive and very specific goals. The SMART goals that many of us teach in class would be an example of that. We have to practice, practice, and practice. Our hope skill set needs to be practiced and modeled constantly. We want to maintain our connection and keep checking in with our students, helping them overcome their obstacles and identifying their challenges and helping them figure out how to overcome them. And I always like that sometimes when students haven't accomplished something, they're not proficient, we always like to use that word yet. We haven't reached that goal yet. And then you continue to review and you continue to go back over what is hope theory and how it applies to life. I'm going to quickly go through the next slides because I just want you to realize it is out there. We measure hope in our state. Actually, they have added, in the youth risk survey, they have added hope questions. And this is just a slide that shows that overall our students in our state are 49% hopeful. But it highly correlates to some of our other mental health issues. So there's a strong correlation between hope and anxiety. So here you'll see this is 8th grade, 10th grade, and 12th grade. Students that are highly hopeful are less anxious all the way across the board. Same too with depression. Our highly hopeful students are going to be less depressed. And same with suicide ideation. Hopefulness and suicide ideation strongly correlate. So when we talk about hope, we set goals, we envision pathways, we create a future picture, and that leads us to hope. Hope is the foundation of a successful and engaging high school and beyond process. At the heart of change is your ability to understand the way things are and to imagine the way things could be. The future will be better, and you will have the power to make it so.